Happy Monday, and we are getting another week started. Glad you are here. Now, we're picking up on a continuation of Second Timothy. And Paul goes off on all of these things that happen when people deny the reality of God's truth in their life and they become lovers of self and all of it, on and on and on. He's just on a roll. He says, listen, you can expect hard times in the last days, and people will be lovers of self, deniers of the truth. They'll be brutal, on the list goes. And you begin to wonder, is he going to leave anybody out, or is the rest of the book just going to be a list of things that Paul sees as being the problem? And it all goes down to, he says at the end, there are two guys, Jannes and Johannes. And these guys are supposedly the magicians who opposed Moses in Egypt. Now, in the Bible, they're not named. In later literature, they're given a name, and they become symbolic for anybody or anything that opposes the truth of God. Anytime you would run into a situation where the truth was being blocked or somebody was opposing the work of the church, then you were running into these same two guys. Paul says everything that's going on is a result of people following these false teachers. Now, in 2 Timothy, he names several people. These people are teaching falsehood. These people have taught that the resurrection has already happened and are ruining the faith of others. These people's teachings spreads like gangrene. Now, you are responsible for the person you choose to be your teacher. A godly teacher will lead you to a godly life. An ungodly teacher will lead you to an ungodly life. It's that simple. But you're not going to be able to say, well, the teacher lied to me. The teacher misled me. Yes, the teacher will be responsible for what the teacher did, but you will be responsible for not knowing better. Now, how do you know better? How do you know if somebody is teaching the truth? One, you have a copy of the Bible for yourself. You read the Bible. You see what Jesus says. You see what the Lord teaches about whatever the teacher is talking about. You see if it lines up with Scripture. It's not that the Bible has to reinforce the teacher. The teacher has to be in line with Scripture. The Scripture, not the teacher, is the authority. Anytime you hear somebody say it, I've got a new word, then you can just about guarantee that you're headed to some kind of heresy. Jesus has been the same from the beginning. His teachings have been the same from the beginning. Now, we may have a new way of understanding. We may have an enlightened application. That happens. But anytime you hear that I've got a new word or a new law from Jesus, you're getting close to heresy. You're the one who's supposed to know the truth and be able to judge whether or not this teacher is leading you, and that includes me. If you come to Brentwood Baptist Church and you hear me preach, then it's on you to test what I'm preaching against the truth of Jesus Christ. And if I am wrong, it's up to you to come and tell me. If you hear someone's teaching an error, Paul says, go to them, correct them, because love covers a multitude of sins. And that covering, that holding each other and a mutual accountability helps us all be stronger. So, I know you're on YouTube, and I know you're picking a lot of teachers, and I know you're on podcasts, and you're listening to a lot of people teach you about Scripture. Make sure they're teaching you about Jesus as He's revealed in the Scriptures to us. That's on you to know better. So who's your teacher? Are they teaching you the God's truth and leading you to a godly life? Or are they teaching in contrary to what Scripture says? Think about it. I'll give you about 60 seconds, and I'll see you tomorrow.